guys, welcome back to our channel. This is Makodinga, and in our previous video we talked about some of the reasons that will make you pay cash when you have your insurance. When you present yourself to the hospital with the insurance, then at the end of your services you will find yourself paying cash. And some of the reasons that we mentioned there are benefits and copayment. I want us to talk about them, to try and highlight them, to break it down to what they actually mean. Now I will start with the benefits. Now when you present yourself to the insurer, you want to be covered from medical. There is a policy document that you're given, that you sign, and according to the premium that you come into agreement that you're going to pay, there is a way your benefits are distributed. Now, when you're picking the cover, you're always given an option of what to include and what not to include. For example, you can always include on the outpatient. Under outpatient, you can have dental, optical, vaccines, the baby-friendly ones, and the KP vaccines, and the private vaccines. And you can also have a maternity package. It's always on its own. And also you can have inpatient, which are surgicals, and the general inpatient, congenital heart diseases, and according to which insurance that you're going to choose, and according to how much premium you're going to pay. Now, you find that whenever now you come to an agreement with the insurance and you settle on the premium, you will be issued with a limit of what you're supposed to spend. Say, for example, for outpatient, you'll be given a limit of 100,000, and you'll also be given a dental limit of 50,000 or 30 or 20, depending on the contract that you sign with them. Now, if you present yourself to the hospital, before we even move to that, I understand from most of the companies that there is a combination that is allowed. For example, you can only choose the inpatient benefits alone, or you can choose the outpatient benefits alone, or you can combine inpatient and maternity. But to most of the insurances that I've come across, you cannot take outpatient and maternity. Maternity usually goes with insurance. Okay, now when you present yourself to the hospital, the first thing that the hospital will always ask from you is your insurance card. And they always have some gadgets that they use to read and to bill from the insurance card. So the first thing they're going to check is your balance. So whenever you walk into a hospital and you're treated and everything is done, make sure by the time you're leaving that hospital, you know how much balance you have, so that by the next time you present yourself to the hospital, you'll not be shocked. And again, I will insist that maybe you find yourself a hospital that make it your hospital, whereby you know the charges, you know everything, how the charges rate, so that even if you have a balance of 20,000, when you walk to that hospital, you know this will be enough for me to be treated and my family and staff, rather than walking into different hospitals whereby you're not familiar with the charges. You can even go to a hospital where your 20k will only do for you like 2 tests and it's over, so you would have to settle the drugs in cash or something. So anytime you go to the hospital, the first thing they usually check is your benefits. How much cover do you still have? So make sure that anytime ukienda kwa hospitali, ukishamaliza matibabu, when you're going out with your invoice, ensure you know the balance, so that the next time you're coming to the hospital, unajua whether to beba your extra cash or you're just going to walk into the facility with your card according to the cover that you still have. Now that is about the benefits. Any questions about the benefits, you can drop them in the comment section. We will see how to handle them. About the copayment, most insurances put a copay. Number one, the reason as to why they put a copay is to discourage you from visiting hospitals regularly. Imagine a situation whereby you will be paying 2,000 for every time you go for a consultation. You won't be going to the hospital that frequently. Some of them even put a percentage that if your bill is 10,000, you pay 20% of that. So this is mostly to discourage you from walking into hospital anytime that you feel a little discomfort. And another thing about the insurances and the copay, there are some specific hospitals that the insurances discourage the members not to go to. But since they cannot tell you directly don't go to X hospital, they will put a higher copay on that. Like you find that in some of the insurances, you have 0 copay on hospital X, where if you go to hospital Y, you'll find that you're paying like 1,000 shillings copay. When you go to hospital Z, you'll find like you're paying something like 2,000 shillings copay. So in short, they're discouraging you from going to this hospital Z. So that is why they usually put a copay, because some of the factors that make that applicable is because of the pricing, and maybe mostly the pricing of those hospitals. Be aware whether your insurance has a copay, and if it has a copay, how is it distributed between hospitals, because they usually tell you that if you go to hospital X, you'll have to pay a copay, but if you go to this hospital, you won't pay any copay. That brings us back to the same thing that we've been talking about. Know your policy document, what it takes, what it covers, what it entails. You should be aware of it. Please press the subscribe button, and if you have any question, you can just drop them in the comment section. We'll be going through each and every one of them to try to answer them.